Hello everybody. So I'm so excited. Today I got a package in the mail from Donna, and I know what is it about, but I don't know what's in here, and I was supposed to open it on the camera, so it's a big surprise to me what I'm gonna get. Let's open it up. Let's see what we have here. Here's a stencil. Awesome. Oh, I ripped up something. So we have this gorgeous stencil. That gives me an idea right there. And here is, this is a rubbing plate. More textures for leaves and plants. Wonder what we can do with these. And here's a sponge and an irresistible and a pan pastel. So this is for the Find Out Fridays. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with this. Let me just grab some tools and we'll get started. So I have decided to start my page by placing on some tissue paper with flower motif and any kind of scrap paper, decorative paper that I have lying around. That goes with my color scheme, which is the lavender irresistible liner and the Pans pastel in green. So on top of that, I'm just going to scrape on some colors. So I'm just adding little dollops of color of cerulean blue, Hansa yellow, violet, some orange yellow, and Payne's gray. And then I'm just going to apply them on, or spread them around with a credit card. I'm going to spread them around very loosely so that I don't overblend them. And while my page is drying, I'm going to take my rubbing plates and a tissue paper, and I'm going to use different colors. I'm using golden open acrylics, but any kind of acrylic can be used, and I'm going to use sharp edge, probably credit card would work better, and spread it carefully around the tissue paper across the plate, and it will show the design in the paint. It will push through the color. You don't want to scrub too hard because you might tear the tissue paper, but you still want the design to show. And you know, just seeing through the different plates what kind of fun design I can get. It's also good to experiment with different colors. The darker colors show much better off the design than the lighter colors, like the Viridian green or the violet work the best. It's also a little bit of a trick to find out how much color you're actually going to use so that it spreads out evenly and you don't end up with a lot of spaces before you actually tear the paper apart. Now I'm going to find a face or model in my magazine. I'm going to place it right in front of me and try to sort of paint her with color instead of sketching it out. I'm just going to go very loosely, mixing my colors. I thought that the face should have a little bit more yellow in it to kind of fit into my color scheme, and I'm going to put just a little bit of violet and a little bit of blue. I'm using the anthraquinone blue because I just happen to use that color and I really like it. Just a little tiny bit. It will do the trick to mix the flesh tone. So now I'm going to start finding her features like her eyes, her nose, her cheeks, her chin, her mouth, her hair, and I'm just using various colors to achieve this. For the highlights I will use a little bit more lighter tones, obviously, a little bit more yellow. For the color in her face, more reddish, orangey color. And for the darker areas, a little bit more greener, maybe adding more Payne's gray in there as well, making a little deeper shadows. And then as I progress with the painting a little bit more, and I'm gonna see more of her face, I'm going to just start adding a little bit more detail. So what, are the real shadows there, how they transfer more into the highlights, what are the details of her eyes and highlights, like let's say in her lips and her nose, and then just defining the outline of her face with her hair. So starting to really define the shape of her hair and seeing a little bit more contrast in her face. Then I have decided that I'm going to separate her a little bit from the background by using gesso around her, a little bit of a whiter contrast. And now I'm using my stencil to put some pan pastels over the wet paint so that it would help to seal it, and the pan pastels won't be smudged when I add anything else to the painting. Now I'm starting to cut out some shapes from the tissue paper I have made, and the first choice was a heart from the red colored tissue paper that I thought would make a really nice contrast. And then the other one that I really liked, the way it came out, was the ginkgo leaves from another plate. I also have some butterfly shapes and some circles from another decorative paper that I had. So when I positioned my pieces on the page, I saw that she kind of needed a little bit more finishing off. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm just putting more color in her and in her hair, just to create a little bit more of a contrast so that the decorative pieces wouldn't overpower her. So now I'm ready to attach my decorative elements on the page, and I'm going to lay them down one more time just to see where they would go. now I'm just gonna see what else my page is gonna need, like maybe adding a little bit more shading into the headdress, or maybe adding a little bit more color into the design, just seeing whatever else needs to be done. And my final touch is going to be added with my lavender irresistible liner, and I'm just going to create some outlines in her eyes and maybe around her hair, maybe add some designing elements. I thought maybe in her face and anywhere else I can see it would make it interesting. And here she is. She's pretty much done. Just a few more touches, and I really had a lot of fun making this page, and it really wouldn't have happened without Downa's supply, so I'm really grateful for that. And I hope you enjoy this lesson as well, and it helped to maybe spark some more creativity in your life. Thank you so much for watching.